Hello guys, and welcome to one more Play It Right. I'm Rhino, and today we're having a look at the game Titans, which is on Kickstarter at the moment. Titans is the second game from Go On Board, the first one being Valhalla, and in Titans you compete against the other players for domination. The setting of the game is historical fantasy in the 17th century, and the players get to take on the role of a king that leads an army like the Russians or the Ottomans to battle, but each nation has a mythical titan on their side that's more like the dormant spirit of the nation. So, with the help of your titan, you want to reclaim Europe and be the king of the kings by the end of the war. Titans is basically an area control miniatures game for 2 to 4 players, and it will include a solo mode, and also it can go up to 5 with the expansion. You want to score the most victory points, which you get by expanding your domain and scoring points for the regions you control, by winning in battles, and by completing your secret objectives. In your turn, you get to go through 4 phases. The first phase is the order phase, where you choose one of the available order cards and you perform the actions of it. If you have moved your units to an area controlled by an opponent, then this means that you go to battle, which is the second phase of a turn. After this, you get to the support phase, where you get a new support card, and you end your turn with the cleanup phase. The game is divided into 3 rounds, and each round ends after the order deck is empty. So basically you'll go through the order deck 3 times during the entire game. The way it works is rather simple. You get a deck of the order cards, which is shared between all the players, and this deck allows you to move your armies, to recruit new units, to awake the nation's power, and to build strongholds. According to the number of players, each round starts with a specific number of order cards in the pool. In a 3-player game, for example, like the one I have set up, there's 5 cards at the start of the round. You also get to see the cards coming up next, which allows players to strategize and plan ahead. The active player chooses 1 card, then the next player gets 1 on their turn, and it goes on until there's only 1 card left. That card is discarded, and then the next batch moves down and 5 new cards are revealed for later. When the second to last order card has been played, the last one is discarded and the round ends. Then, before entering the next round, each player gets to score 1 victory point for every region they control. The starting player moves counterclockwise, and each nation gets to get new reinforcements, so they can choose from getting new units on the map, new secret objectives, nation cards, or support cards. Now that we've seen the order cards and we have an idea of how the game is played, let's see the different nations that the players can lead. Each of the 4 nations has different starting abilities and a dedicated deck of nation cards that the players can purchase during the game. Each Titan also has its own special ability that goes on top of the strength they bring into the battle. With the use of the nation cards, each player can create a unique range of special abilities for their armies to activate during the battles. Whenever I can get a new nation card, which would be indicated on the order cards as an action or at the end of the round as reinforcements, I choose one of the top 3 cards of my nation deck, I pay the cost, and I place it next to my nation board. The cost to employ the nation cards is paid by discarding this amount of support cards. I can use these cards when the specific requirements in terms of units in the battle and timing are met. The support cards, apart from a currency to get nation cards, they are also a big help during the battles, which we're gonna check out next. So in a battle, you want to have a higher total strength than your opponent. At the beginning of the battle, players establish their initial battle strength primarily from their battle dice and also from any bonus they might have from the nation's starting ability. So if my army has 1 infantry unit, 1 cavalry, 1 artillery, and 1 titan, I get to roll the corresponding die for each, and I add up my successes. Each unit die has different strength and probability of success, and also the maximum amount of dice you can roll for each unit is different. So no matter how many cavalry I have employed in the battle, I can't roll more than 2 cavalry dice. So then the two opposing forces, they try to better their battle strength, starting with the defender who has the disadvantage. If the right requirements are met, the player can use support cards, nation cards, their Titan's special ability, and also they can discard support cards to re-roll any of the battle dice. After the defender has established their battle strength, then the attacker does the same, trying to exceed the defender's total. If an attack takes place in an area with a stronghold, then the battle order changes and now the defender plays after the attacker. When both the players' battle strengths are established, then depending on the difference of strength, the winner is awarded victory points and the loser has to move out of the territory and go back from where they came from if the loser is the attacker, or go to a neighboring area they control if it was the defender. Also, the loser has units destroyed and gets support cards according to the battle strength difference. And basically, that's the game. After the end of the third round, the game ends and the players count their victory points and the higher score wins. The secret objectives play also an important role in the game, as it's another way to get points. Some of the secret objectives of the opponents you might know, because the initial secret objectives are chosen by drafting, but since you can acquire more during the game, you can never be sure what your opponents are after. Also, deciding when and how and where to attack is crucial during the game. You want to gain strategic positions on the map, you want to attack your opponents where they are the weakest and find the right timing to do so based on the order cards available next and what will be left for your opponents to use. So this was Titans in a nutshell. You can check out the Kickstarter campaign page of the game. I'll have the link in the description, and you can check out the different modes there are, like the solo or some asymmetrical scenarios and so on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or share it, and a subscribe would be nice if you want to see more of that, and I'll see you in the next video.